I love to go to the track, but you work during the day and you don't have time to get to the track. So you come to OTB.
The live calls here at OTB are fantastic because you can see what's going on, you can hear what's going on.
They tell us what the scratches are, who the jockeys are, what changes we have, so that we're right up to date as if we were at the track.
If I can't make it here, I usually have my phone account, which all I do is I have my little card here, and boom, I call in, and I have my action from over the phone.
New York City OTB, changing for the better.
When you can't get to the track, you come to OTB.
It's a double feature tomorrow on the CBS Late Movie.
You made him break that date. I'll get you for this.
Jennifer is the target of a scorned lover's murderous jealousy. Heart to heart, then.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
I don't want to be made fun of because I'm a full-bodied
Oh yeah, this is not going to be good.
Fuck him and the wheels he rode on. I don't like him.
You mean the wheels he rode in on?
Yeah, what's the horse? Fuck him and the fucking horse they had to tie him to. Fucking shit legs. You could you could cut this dude's body and just put two long shit legs and then do one for them. This fucking dysfunctional skull. I don't care. I don't like the fact that his fucking spine is like a Jenga tower. Fuck him. Fuck Brian Stern.
Welcome to the With Apologies show. Showed again.
Thanks, man.
Your spinal column must be this straight to talk to. Fuck him.
Is that Brian Stern you're talking about?
Fuck him. I don't like this little fucking bitch. Listen, I like this guy. I would love nothing more than to just tip him over and watch him be like a cow and try to get better.
It's in between it.
That's what Brian's proof is.
He would never let somebody be born that way. Yeah. Who would do such a thing?
No. He would never let a human being exist who would be born that way, but there'd be a way to fix it and then say no. He'd never allow a human to be that fucking stupid.
Well, technically that's Christianity, right? Like, these people are gonna fucking kill you, son, but you can just go there and see what happens.
I guess Christianity is a crippled guy that chooses not to get cured.
Yeah, basically, he decides to die, doesn't he?
God is like, you can be Brian Stern or accept my love. It's
Listen, if God wanted to rape me in the ass with his God dick,
the Scientology.
I wouldn't be Brian Stern. I'm serious on that. Like, if God
that it works.
And said, Chris got a choice. I'm gonna rape you for eternity. You gotta be Brian Stern. I'd be like, please use a little bit of lube.
It's time to let it go. Listen to me, man. So. It's time to you gotta heal. Enough suffering. Really. Heal now.
You lack discipline. 皆さん, you all need more discipline. True discipline come from within.
This is what it is, okay? I said empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, not like water.
If I were the devil, if I were the devil, fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild.
Nachiketa, says Yama, that is you. Your body is the chariot, drawn by 5 powerful horses, the senses. These horses travel not so much through space as time. They gallop, let us say, from birth towards death, pursuing the objects of their desire. The discriminating intellect, judgment, is the driver, whose job it is to see clearly and not drive you over a cliff. His reins are the mind, your emotions and desires. And you, Nachicator, are the rider, the self. The job of the intellect is to see clearly, and the job of the mind is to act as reins. When everything is working in harmony, we, the self, make all the decisions. The intellect conveys these decisions to the mind, that is, to our desires, and all the senses obey the mind. But when the senses are uncontrolled, they immediately take to the road they like best. Personal satisfactions, mostly pleasure. Then, we are not making the decisions. The horses are.
If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames.
To judge by what the media tell us, this is just the way things should be. Not only have most of us dropped the reins, our sense horses have never even had a bit in their mouths. Instead of being trained, they have always been encouraged to do whatever they like. Should we wonder that they are wild? If the body is a city, who or what are we? The answer is that we are the ruler, the king or queen. We have a citadel in the very center of the city, the citadel of the mind, in which there are many wonderful chambers. And in the innermost recesses of this citadel are the royal chambers where the ruler dwells, the self. That is our real home. We're free to roam around, but we should always be able to return to these innermost chambers for strength and rest. Unfortunately, however, all this has been forgotten. Like the young prince in Mark Twain's story, we have left home to lead the life of a pauper out by the city walls. But instead of remembering that it is just a game, we have been gone so long that we have forgotten we were ever ruler at all. Instead, we pass our lives on sentry duty, going from one sense gate to the next. Watchman, what of the watch? Anything to see? Anything to hear? A nice-looking sense object passes by and the eyes call out, "Hey, let that in!" Along comes a familiar tune and the ears say, "Open us up too!" And when something good to eat appears on the horizon, say a chocolate eclair, eyes, mouth and nostrils all open wide, and that one eclair goes in 5 doors at once. Unfortunately, these sense impressions are not merely visitors, they come to stay. Most of us do not have immigration quotas or ask for identification at the gates. We let everybody in. After a while, there is a housing problem. The mind is full of vagabonds. There is an employment problem because so many idle impressions are running about with nothing constructive to do. They even get into the castle, where they make themselves at home. Oh, the king's gone, is he? Well, that's all right, we'll wait. They eat up everything in the house, throw their clothes around, put on the royal robes, sleep in the king-size bed, and no one is in City Hall. We are the ruler, but we are out on the battlements, helping to open the gates to let more intruders in. All in all, it is a busy, all-absorbing life. By the end of the day, we are tired. If, as we drop off to sleep, we happen to hear a little voice inquiring, "Say, how are things going in the castle?" we simply mutter, "What castle?"
And then it dawned on me, I was like, what the news agitates me. It's disruptive. I get aggravated. And I was like, nah. And then I felt this crazy urge, like I couldn't stop myself from going to turn the news on. And I was like, oh shit. And I realized my mind was seeking disturbance. Like, nah, it's too peaceful. I need to be disrupted and aggravated. And I realized, like, We actually have to cultivate a taste for peace. We're actually addicted to things that agitate and aggravate us.
The first thing you have to realize is you're in prison. You've been had. You bought into a conceptual model that you got trained into from birth to deal with your separateness. And it's a whole structure that you've invested with reality.
There may be true students who are not concerned with fame and gain, who allow their aspiration for enlightenment to guide them and earnestly desire to practice the Buddha way.
Not know the way.
We are caught in a drama so thick of ego structures, ego constructs that have come out of our intellectual extrapolations from our basic root conceptual models of who am I and how the world works, which has to do with fear, it has to do with feelings of pain of separateness, it has to do with power.
They may be misguided by incapable teachers and obstructed from the correct understanding.
And I thought, didn't I have any clues any of those years? I mean, did I go 30 years without a clue that I was caught in some weird group psychosis?
Intoxicated in confusion, they may sink into the realm of delusion for a long time.
And when I look at business and I look at government and I look into the personalities of all of the politicians, don't you see all that fear and don't you see all that sense of not being powerful enough? And if I had the power, it would all be all right.
How can they nourish the correct seed of prajna and encounter the time of attaining the way?
You do not know the way. You think you know the way, but only me and my brothers know the way.
I was having a temper tantrum, obviously, of some sort. She wasn't giving way to it. She wasn't reinforcing temper tantrums, which you didn't do in those days. Later you did. And look what happened.
There is a simple way to become a Buddha. When you refrain from unwholesome actions, are not attached to birth and death, and are compassionate toward all sentient beings, respectful to seniors and kind to juniors, not excluding or desiring anything, with no thoughts or worries, you will be called a Buddha. Seek nothing else.
See, if you don't understand what I'm saying, you've got two choices. Either I'm insane or you are. And I haven't the faintest idea. I wish I could help you. Because it seems real to me, what I'm saying to you. So good luck.
But maybe I'm just the kind of person who needs to have it all or nothing.
Nah, all or nothing is easy. But learning to drink a little bit, responsibly, that's a discipline. Discipline comes from within.